After my review of the Sony A95L, I got a few questions about where it stacks up as far as the rest of the market. So today we're taking one final look at the Sony A95L. So when we talk about where it stacks, I think it kind of stacks in a relatively low position. Now, I'll probably be the only person with a following of this size anyway that has that opinion for obvious reasons. The most expensive product, sell really well, you make good commission, everybody wins. I'm not here to sell anything, I'm just here to tell it like it is. And honestly, the damn thing is overpriced. A 55-inch Sony A95L will run you 3 grand. For less than that, you can get a 65-inch LG G3. I mean, just let that sink in. That's like literally a gallery television. Like, come on. And it's not even remotely as bad as what a lot of the people that will try to compare the A95L to the G3 will try to claim. But again, I won't really dive into that part of it because that's just its own rabbit hole. What I will say is that the Sony A95L does have immaculate image quality. It's very beautiful. Colors can be very nice. But like I was mentioning, it does run colors on the cold side of things, so things are just overly cool. Your purples are going to be way off. Skin tones are going to be really cold at times. I mean, it's just going to have some issues. We talked about that in the final review. Comparatively, LG does not have that problem, and it costs less. Samsung doesn't have that problem, and it costs less. It just gets to a point where, like, honestly speaking, the only thing you're paying for is that prestige of having A, spent $3,000 on a television, and B, quite literally just beating your chest at the Sony name, really, like, oh, I've got a Sony, and it's $3,000, and it's their top of the line. But past that, when things are in motion, things get really bad, as we saw in my prior motion videos. It's to the point where it's like, I genuinely don't understand how we're still entertaining the Sony A95L, frankly. Number one, inflation and everything else makes everything expensive. So even if you are one of those people who are super financially secure and money is no object to you, at some point you have to understand like you are paying an extraordinarily large premium and you are not getting the best on the market because the S90C can absolutely go toe to toe with this thing and it costs so much less. And at a glance, people are going to look at that and hear that and think, oh, well, maybe it's just like, propaganda or you're paid off by somebody to say this. But I mean, it's information that's out there for your best benefit. Like, I just don't understand how, because a group of audiovisual enthusiasts sit in a closed room with only them and their best friends, tell you a television is great out of some guy's retail shop that's privately owned, that this TV is the best, that now, because Sony takes that information, goes, runs and spreads it all over their website because it's free publicity and marketing, that now it's just a fact. When tangible evidence, real-time proof, as I've shown, shows the exact opposite. And to be fair, I'm not the only one that has arrived at the conclusion that the Sony A95L, while a great TV, is not the best. If we recall, they lost the shootout in Germany. That happened for a reason. I'm just going to say anyone who's remotely honest with themselves and the current options on the market will arrive at the exact same conclusion. The A95L is a great picture, fantastic, but not for what they're asking, and it really is as black and white as that. Not a lot of people are going to appreciate that once they already own it, and some people are so ignorant as to say Sony beats everything and there's just nothing else to talk about without ever weighing their options. But if you're an independent thinker and you're a free mind and you know what you're after and what you want, you're going to look around and you're going to quickly see that the Sony is not the end-all to be-all. But that's pretty much where it stands. I personally would recommend something like the LG G3 over the Sony A95L, the Samsung S90C over the A95L, the Samsung S95C over the A95L. I would even recommend the LG G3 or C3 over the A95L, especially if you're going for like 77 inches. The price to value ratio, the picture quality, I mean, it's just diminishing returns all around on the Sony. And it's to a point where honestly, just get the S90C and call it a day. That's all the TV you'll ever need. And frankly, the price is pretty damn good. But that being said, if you have questions or you have something to say, just let me know in the comments down below. I want to thank you guys for watching the #1 brand in honesty. And until the next video, I'll see you guys later.